do that. Okay.
What's with all the flippy shit? That was brutal.
All the botches. Hola, amigos, and welcome to Mark out. Yeah.
Brutal. Like,
Apparently, this is the no energy version of Mark out Mania. Welcome.
No. We're going to do our thing. We're going to do our thing. Because I refuse. I refuse. I got a lot to say, good, bad, indifferent. It doesn't matter. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
I am Pedro Boriquedro, Texas Spaniard, and with me, of course, is James Sarno. How are you, Jim House?
The baboon heart is still kicking, so I'm still here. So I'm here another week, so that's good.
Zeus King Dark, the God of Thunder, will join us a little later. How's everything, Jay? I can't even talk.
I know, just fucking splendid. You know, like really splendid. I had a full Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday full of weekend, full of fucking wrestling and opening day, fucking baseball and
yeah. How's sound like y'all had a good Yankees Orioles game yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday was a good back and forth game. You know, Yankees were down 4-0. They come back, take a 5-4 lead, and then, you know, like the Orioles start scoring, the Yankees start scoring, and the Yankees had the tying run on third base with 2 outs in the ninth inning, and they couldn't get it done. And the Orioles won 7-6. But you know, those are the kind of games that don't bother me because it's a good game. You know, I was entertained.
Wow.
I was entertained. So it was great. Now, if we would have lost to the Red Sox, I would have a totally whole different attitude. But that's something different.
How was opening day? Like, who did the Yankees play on opening day?
The Yankees played the Philadelphia Phillies, and they won. You know, our starting pitcher, our ace, Garrett Cole, baby. He pitched 6 innings, struck out 8, killed it. So it was good.
Astros lost their opening day. Yeah, everyone was all excited, like in this area. They're like, "Oh yeah, champions!" They had like huge, you know, pre-game celebrations and ceremonies and blah blah blah, and then they lost. It's like everyone's like, "Oh,
yeah."
That's how this season's gonna go. It's like, well, who knows, right?
I mean, you know, you can't.
Of course.
I mean, you know, it's the first week. You know, you can't win the division in the first week, but you can't lose it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, if you're not smart, you know, I mean, the teams are not getting out of the box hot, and other teams are getting out hot. You know, I mean, I've been pumped up since the World Baseball Classic, so I'm ready for this. So I just love baseball. To me, it's like great. So I'm good. But it was a lot of wrestling this weekend. You know.
Yeah. It's been we weren't live last week. So it's been 2 weeks since last we were on. A lot of wrestling has happened. Last weekend you had your Ring of Honor Super Card of Honor, and is that what it was called? Super Card, yeah. And then you had the NXT Takeover. Then you had WrestleMania Night 1 and 2. Then you had the Raw after WrestleMania.
And in between that, I got 5 minutes of fucking Impact versus New Japan from WrestleCon.
Oh, I completely forgot that was a thing that was going to happen.
Let me tell you something, okay? I've seen better production value on a 10-year-old with a fucking iPhone. Okay.
Man, the production values for Impact have been bad for a while. I've been shitting on the production values for years now,
No,
James.
this shit looked like a fucking hand cam, like from the old ECW days. It looked brutal.
It's looked like that for a long time, though.
The lighting was atrocious. Everything was horrible. It was pure pee caca,
Cause
garbage.
you can go back like 3 or so years, and you can find me complaining about the vignettes they would do, because the vignettes looked like they were filmed on like someone's phone.
Yeah, it was
And,
horrible.
and I was complaining about that, and yeah, I mean, I'm not.
I couldn't even Lux and I tried to watch 5 minutes of the first match. We couldn't do it.
Mm.
The lighting was all off. Everything seemed like it was all very, very, very bright in one corner of the ring and completely pitch black in another part of the ring.
Oh
It just,
man.
yeah, it was horrible. It was
Oh,
horrible. It was
did did
horrible.
did you show Lux our belated birthday present?
No, I did not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh,
That was my fault. Yeah, that was
you
my
should have shown
fault. I
him the
didn't.
animated GIF.
Yeah, I know. My bad. My
Belated
bad.
happy birthday to Lord Lux.
Yes, sir. But let me tell you something, okay?
Okay.
And you know, this goes back to our conversation that all three of us have had throughout the year, last year, etc. Of what do we expect nowadays from professional wrestling and where it's gone? Okay,
Okay.
it's not like it was even 20 years ago. It's different. It's every single match. If you look close enough, there's a botch. Every single thing. Sometimes it's rush. There's fuck ups. It's a spot fest. It's a flip mode. It's like 900 flips. It's like 3,000 punches in the face. It's it's
Uh,
it's 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 all overdone. It's all ridiculous. So I don't go into anything with any expectation anymore.
mm.
As far as the first night of WrestleMania goes, everybody's saying that Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair was the best women's match in the history of the world, part one. Okay? No. Okay? It was the best match probably on the card. But, people's expectations have changed. And now the booking has changed people's expectations as well because you're seeing these shitty matches like almost against fucking Brock Lesnar, which was absolute trash. Okay, and you know who's behind that? It's Vince McMahon and his Dick Dastardly cosplay mustache. Okay, going yes, ha ha ha. I'm back in charge. Fuck you.
It's good shit, man.
Yeah, I mean, he looks absolutely atrocious. By the way.
Oh yeah, I like the best memes I've seen are the ones where he's in a mariachi outfit.
My God, it looks atrocious.
I prefer to believe he is now Vicente McMahon.
He looks like the fucking villain from that 1990s Fantastic Four movie. It was brutal. It was horrible. He's horrible. That stupid merger doesn't. It's ridiculous.
Oh God, what a shock!
I told you.
What a shock this weekend.
I told you. As much as I shouldn't say this, but it has to be said. The only way the WWE will step completely away from Vince McMahon's control is when he's dead. Because as long as that man draws a breath, he's going to have a hand in creative. He's going to have a hand on what says what, and there's already people revolting. There's already wrestlers asking for the release. I don't care how many times Triple H comes out on Raw and SmackDown and says we're going to be here forever, and like nothing's going to change.
Oh yeah, he was supposed to say something last night, right?
Yeah, he said something about the draft. There's going to be a new draft that's going to change the game, whatever. I'm like, yeah, blowing. So it's, I don't. I've tempered my expectations to zero. That involves all professional wrestling, whether it's Ring of Honor, whether it's New Japan, even at those rare cases I watch AEW with Lux. he's out there marking out. Oh, it's Jay White. Like, yeah, he had no place else to go because nobody else wants to take him.
I know. I was sad about Jay
Why are you
White.
getting so excited? He's not going to WWE because Vince ain't going to hire him because he's too
Well,
small for
yeah,
Vince.
yeah.
He's
See, I
not going to
was
go to Impact. Been there, done that. He just left New Japan. Where the fuck else he's going to go?
yeah, I was disappointed about Jay White going to AEW. Although, like, I guess once Vince was back in charge or whatever,
Yeah, that wasn't happening.
it wasn't happening. But like, it was a good opportunity. He's a good opportunity because the U.S. audience doesn't really know him, right?
Well, he got a loud pop. I mean, he popped the crowd.
Right,
I mean,
but the larger U.S. audience
no,
does
no,
not really know this guy.
no.
So it was a great opportunity for him to go. He's young enough where he could have gone to like NXT. He could have got repackaged. He could have got reintroduced. He could have got introduced to the larger audience, and he has the kind of the overall package to, I think, make it work in the WWE potentially. Now WWE could also fuck it up, right? But
Yeah,
the potential was there for something to be done with this guy. But
yeah.
now he's gonna stay like as he is, and we're gonna get the worst version of him. And I'm just gonna be honest. Everyone who goes to AEW, we end up with the worst version possible of this person. So we're going to get now. We're going to see the worst version of Jay White happen, and is what the larger audience is going to see first. Is the worst version of Jay White. So
I agree. I agree. I mean, the way they brought him in, Juice Robinson, I get that. Smart. Finally they did something smart. But let's see where it goes. But I completely agree with you. I think we're going to get the worst version of him there until somebody says, "Hey, well, why didn't we let Jay White be Jay White?" You know, and just let him run his mouth, let him do his thing. So we'll see what happens.
oh,
What am I?
full.
Okay.
Just real fast. Just a confession. I'm in another window. I have I'm gonna start watching the tag title match from WrestleMania Night One.
Yeah, knock yourself out.
So
Yeah, the WrestleMania Night one was. I think WrestleMania as a whole, it was good. Was it great? No. Have there been better pay-per-views? Absolutely.
yeah,
And the
I think
WrestleMania pay-per-view, the WrestleMania itself has never been an exciting pay-per-view. It's more.
what?
WrestleMania has always been more about pomp and circumstance. There's been a few matches that have been like the outstanding match of the decade from WrestleMania, but like I've seen pay-per-views that blow WrestleManias away. You know, I've seen some SummerSlams that were from the whole thing top to bottom was fantastic show. Here you can cherry pick because I'm sorry, Omos versus fucking Brock Lesnar was a dud.
5-star almost. I'm joking.
Okay? That's horrible. And then he's on the second match on the Raw after WrestleMania against fucking Elias, and that fucking sucked balls.
Man.
No, that Raw after WrestleMania was one of the most disappointing Raws I've ever seen. No NXT call-ups, no nothing, zero. It was horrible.
Yeah, I thought Braun would be making his
I thought him and
but
Cameron Grimes.
but
Him and Cameron Grimes.
they turned him heel on NXT, right?
Yeah, he beat the shit out of Carmelo Anthony, who's now a face. Yeah. So, yep, they turned him heel. So now both him and his girlfriend and be healed together, Cora Jade.
Oh, Braun's with Cora Jade?
Yeah,
I
they've been
didn't
together for a
know.
while now. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, this video package is massive before
But
this tight title match.
me tell you something about the WWE video stuff. As much as it gets overplayed a lot, and you know what, I admit, like, okay, I've seen this video package 17,000 times. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As much as they repeat their video packages, their production is bar none
Oh yeah,
above, way above the rest.
that's across the board, every aspect in a way. Like, look at the stage of WrestleMania. The stage setup
Yeah,
they had
yeah,
was
yeah,
incredible.
yeah, yeah.
This
It's
weekend,
all
I
pomp
think,
and circumstance. Like I said,
because
it's all pomp and circumstance.
but I mean, I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Whoa, this thing looks like just in fucking incredible."
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, they no one does the sound editing as well as they do, it
No,
seems. That's a big thing.
their
Uh,
video packages, the entranceway, the stages, eh, even the barricade around the ring, around
oh yeah, yeah,
for the
yeah.
fans. Nobody does that production like that. Nobody.
It's crazy. Like the AEW, like is owned by billionaires as well, and you would never know it just like looking at it. It doesn't
Well,
look.
they brought in one of the guys from the WWE head production team.
Yeah.
So it's starting to change. It's starting to get better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's starting to get better because they got rid of that old set with the stupid tunnels and the fucking
Oh,
ridiculous.
okay.
Yeah, that's all gone now. So it's well, actually, it looks like a mini Raw, but it's not as good.
No.
But
Well, hey, James, you saw a ton of wrestling, so start from the start. Tell us your whole journey with it.
well, as much as I can remember, uh, uh, between all the pizza I ate,
Uh,
um, but we started watching the Ring of Honor on Friday night, and that was the Supercard of Honor.
excuse me.
Mhm. I can't remember, the matches, stuff like that. It was decent. It was pretty good. Again, I had zero expectation going in. You know,
What was the main event? I don't even know.
it was Claudio Castagnoli against Eddie Kingston for the belt.
Oh, how was that?
I was actually pretty decent. There was some genuine stiff shots in there because I believe they genuinely don't like each other. You know, that goes back to the back in the days of Ring of Honor. You know,
Yeah, yeah, I know. There was. And also, what's that other promotion? Chikara. There's
yeah,
a lot of bad blood between them and Chikara because of the way
yeah,
Cesaro left.
right.
Uh,
So they were giving each other stiff shots at time, and I mean really stiff. But it was a decent match. It was good. It wasn't 5-star or Dave Meltzer 9-star rating. It was okay. It was
hey,
good.
I might get heat for this, but I'm only ever going to call him Cesaro or Claudio. I like when he joined the WWE and he went by Cesaro. I was like, thank God I don't have to try to pronounce that last name again.
His name is Castagnoli. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I always had trouble with it back in the day. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
thank God I don't have to say that anymore.
Cesaro.
Cesaro or Claudio, like
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say that.
I have trouble calling him Claudio because to me he's still Cesaro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cesaro's kind of a better name.
yeah. So that match was okay. I mean, it
Oh,
wasn't. It was
how
okay.
was I gotta know how did Lux react to his boy Dante Martin fucking up his leg?
Yeah, he was not. He felt bad. It was like, damn, I feel bad. That's all he kept saying. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him. I said, well, he wasn't trying to do a stupid spot. That wouldn't happen. You
Oh, you
know?
know the worst thing about it? Okay, like the whole Zeus and I, we talked last weekend. We were dissecting this whole deal. Like the whole setup to it was ridiculously stupid.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that match was ridiculous. It was a spot fest, first of all.
but when he landed and he broke his ankle or whatever, right? He
Uh,
should have just stayed like still.
yeah.
But Dante made the mistake of rolling over. And when he did that, his leg, because it was snapped, it went the other way around.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It's like, oh, Good.
Yeah,
It's terrible. It's
yeah.
horrible.
Everybody got hurt this week. How about Shane McMahon making his triumphant
Oh
return? And
yeah,
oops, 5 minutes
yeah.
in, 5 minutes in, and then you hear the refs on the Snoop Dogg, people's elbow.
Oh my God. Was that's
But you
on
know
night
what?
two, right?
Or was it night two or no? I don't know. I don't
Yeah, I
remember.
think it's night two. Yeah.
But yeah, but Shane gets hurt, and everybody's standing around, and you hear the ref yelling at Snoop Dogg, "People's elbow, people's elbow." And then he delivered one of the worst people's elbow. It looked like it was in slow motion. It was brutal. But yeah, I
So
thought that whole match with Ring of Honor, I thought that whole tag match was, I mean, come on, you're gonna put the belts on the Lucha Brothers, okay, fine, but like that whole match was unnecessary.
the so the I didn't like that spot where the guy got hurt just because the whole idea of the spot was stupid. First off,
Yeah,
uh, and the way they set it up was just a lot of waiting around stupidity that we know I don't like that stuff.
yeah,
The other thing was there was a spot where Phoenix flew off the top to kick someone and he missed them by like a mile. And the person had to do like a delayed bump sell for it. And I couldn't believe, I mean, I can believe that, you would botch that. Okay, that's fine. I can kind of get that's an easy one to botch, right?
yeah.
But the Lucha Brothers themselves, James, I want you to understand this. The Lucha Brothers themselves included both botches in a highlight video they were putting on their social media for that match.
Again, Pedro. Again, it's what people conceive now. People, all the people these days want to see is the actual spy. Oh, if it has a fuck up in it or a botch, no worry, we'll just ignore it. They don't. Nobody cares anymore. It's accepted now. Oh, yeah, he botched the move 10 times, but wait, he made one excellent move, so that's what we're going to concentrate on. That's what it is these days.
Hey, a side note here. What a year or so that these two people have had. Last year, Kevin Owens had the match against Steve Austin at
Yeah,
WrestleMania,
yeah,
and then Sami Zayn had to deal with the Jackass people, right?
yeah.
And then here they are coming out to this giant pop to headline night one of WrestleMania.
And the biggest storyline that WWE had with the whole thing with the
Yep.
bloodline. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
We needed Angie on the show because she was at night one, wasn't she?
I don't know. I know she was at WrestleCon. I don't know if she was at
Oh,
WrestleMania.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know if she was on WrestleCon. I know she's at WrestleCon. Actually, she might have been at that Impact New Japan debacle.
Oh, I did see some clips from Yuka Sakazaki versus Athena,
Yeah,
and there was a spot. It just made it gave me a lot of phantom pains. Yuka Sakazaki went for like a cannonball dive, and Athena caught her, and they fell back, and it looked almost like spike DDT or something, but it was just supposed to be the dive.
yeah.
So Athena was selling it like the dive, and Yuka Sakazaki kept like she was trying to act normal, but then she kept grabbing her neck because you can tell she was in like actual pain because she
Actual
landed on her
fan.
head and neck.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that's another match that it was hit or miss. It's just it didn't stand out. The whole pay-per-view was a good pay-per-view, but it just nothing really stand out.
What else was on there? So you said Cesaro Kingston. I guess did Cesaro win that or
Yeah. That's a good change. They're not going to put the belt on Eddie Kingston.
Lucha Brothers tag debacle?
Yeah.
Athena
Athena.
Yukisaki. What else was on there?
I don't remember. There was a whole bunch of other stuff. There was a few other things. I mean, it wasn't a long pay-per-view. There was like maybe 3 more matches.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it wasn't long, but it was. There were, but people were into it who were there. You know,
Mm.
I don't know.
James, AEW based stuff having people into it is not a surprise, but
Yeah,
that goes
they're
without
into
saying.
anything. Yeah, they're into
Yeah.
anything. So Tony Khan has a 17th announcement. Oh my God! So it's like, come on.
They're gonna have a show in Wembley Stadium.
AEW, really?
Yeah,
We're gonna.
which is crazy because there's no way they can fill it up.
All right. I mean, you never know.
It holds
You never
90,000
know.
people, James.
You never know. You
They're gonna have
never
to
know.
paper that like out the ass if they want to fill
Yeah,
90,000 people.
they'll probably everything from camera side will be full, and everything behind it will be empty. That's all. You know. But you never know. I mean, you never know. I don't put nothing past anybody anymore because I should have seen people fly, whatever.
That's
So I don't. AEW, what's that? That's wrestling. Yeah, let's go. I don't. Fine.
I'd be pissed because I was like, "Hey, you want to go see a wrestling show?" And then it's like, "Wait, it's AEW? Fuck."
Who's that? Claudio Castagnoli? No, I thought that was Cesaro. That's his twin brother. Okay.
Like, oh, this serious looking Japanese guy is gonna kill this goof in the denim pants and the jacket, right?
That's another match. One of the matches I wanted to see. Shibata beat Wheeler Yuta for the Pure Championship.
Oh, okay. Shibata won. Wait,
he won.
Shibata was able to beat Wheeler Yuta, but he could not beat
Orange Cassidy. I know. Booking, my friend, booking.
So, James, you realize what we have to accept is going to happen, don't you?
He's going to lose to Orange Cassidy?
Jay White is going to do a job to Orange Cassidy at some point.
Well, that would be brutal. Yeah, I was not happy when the fucking Shibata job to Orange Cassidy, but he beat Wheeler Yuta, and I was shocked. I said, "Oh, I guess he's going to stay on the West Coast for a little while, or do like a Ring of Honor for a little while, I guess."
Right.
Maybe it's his turn to tour the States.
Well, he did spend a lot of time in the States.
Yeah.
Because he was helping train all those people in the LA dojo for a couple of years or so.
Maybe he stays in New Japan Strong for a little while. Again.
Right.
So we'll see. But that was a pretty decent match. But besides that, it was all right. And then we had NXT Stand and Deliver.
Oh yeah, how was that?
That was okay. It was all right. I mean, he had his moments. Everybody knew Carmelo Hayes was going to win because everybody thought Braun Breaker was going to show up on WrestleMania on Raw. So, and the way it was cool, how Braun Breaker gave, because it looked like the perfect send-off. He put the belt on Carmelo Anthony himself.
How was that match?
The match was pretty well. You can't have a bad match. Carmelo Hayes is awesome. First of all, he's badass. He's awesome. I thought the match was pretty good. I thought Braun Breaker was going to get blown up a little bit because Hayes could move all over the ring, But he kept up with him. It was pretty good. I mean, it was a good match. Was it spectacular? No. Have we seen better? Yeah, but it was a good match. It was a really good match. And Indy Hartwell is your new NXT Women's Champion.
Indy
Ladder match. Yeah, in the ladder match. I mean, good for her. She's been there for a minute, But now, but now, I don't understand this booking of this match at all. Because You did this whole angle when Roxanne Perez had anxiety issues, so she can't defend the belt, and then you were going to strip her of the title. Then a week before the pay-per-view, you bring her back in, and she goes, "No, I'm ready to go." So she's still your champion. And I'm like, wait a minute, didn't you strip her of the belt?
Look, James, the whole thing has been a mess because, like, remember, originally they were promoting Roxanne versus Meiko Satomura for this show.
Right, exactly.
And then for some reason they had that match early. Then they did the whole angle where Roxanne was injured or went away or anxiety or whatever. And then they set up the ladder match, like all the stuff you said. I mean, the whole deal is just weird. Like,
and she comes back and she goes, "Oh no, I can wrestle." Oh well, then put her in the ladder match.
I think HBK's the words on his screen or his tablet, they were all crossing over like his eyes.
Oh, sorry, idiot. You're no good. So but you know what? It props to Indy Hartwell because she's been there for a little while now. So good for her,
Yeah.
Yes, I know. Nobody can be Mandy Rose, but good for her,
Yeah, they handled a lot of things badly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind Roxanne Perez as a champion, but she's a little underwhelming.
The crowd was ready for Kevin Owens to get that tag.
Mandy Rose had presence. Roxy doesn't.
The thing with Mandy Rose's reign, it really felt like that one takeover where they had the match with her, the three-way with her.
Meiko
and
Meiko Satomura. Yeah.
Well, what's her? Is it Lindsay Davenport? No, not Lindsay Davenport. It's something Davenport.
Yeah.
That felt like the natural end to her title reign to me.
Right.
Like I thought they were going to put it on the Brie Priestley girl on there. It felt like the way to resolve everything since she was supposed to beat Meiko for the title, but she got injured.
Right. So it was like, here you go. Right.
Like they're gonna put everything in one, but then it didn't happen. And is Brie Priestley even there anymore? Isn't she?
I think she hasn't been on TV for a while. I don't know if she's injured. I don't know if she has visa issues. I don't know what's going on.
So we don't know what's going on with her.
No.
Yeah, I mean the whole deal that felt like the natural end to that title reign, and then it wasn't. And then so it's like, oh, I guess it's gonna go longer. And then that whole mess with her website or OnlyFans or whatever it was thing came up, and I don't know.
And you couldn't hold off until like Bill's storyline. I mean, you're gonna have Roxanne Perez just win. That's it.
I mean, was Mandy Rose really hurting anyone with her website? I mean, come on.
No, nobody even could. I didn't even know.
Let her show.
Who cares?
I know, like we had no idea. Just let her show her titties to whoever wants to see it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. You pay your $19.99 and go see some nipples, then you come back and watch her wrestle.
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck? Oh, look, ass cheeks. Okay, fine. Go beat up somebody in the ring. I mean, come on. So anyway, I think it's all ridiculous. It's all about control with WWE too. It's their way or it's no way.
It's weird. The women's division, they have like the most stacked women's division on the around, right?
Mm-hmm.
The WWE overall, but they've done a terrible job since like last year's WrestleMania, basically in terms of building stuff up with like the storylines and everything haven't been done very well.
I don't like this whole Becky and Lita tag team reign. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that Ronda Rousey wasn't even barely in the match at WrestleMania, and all she does is come in for the submission. Okay, she didn't wrestle at all. She stood outside the ring until the last 45 seconds of the match. She comes in, puts on the armbar, and boom, that's it. Now I don't know if she's hurt or if that was done to protect her, but that was weak. The damage ever since Vince has been quote unquote back, him and his Dick Dastardly mustache. I don't know if he deflated Damage Control, because they've been a non-factor in anything.
Yeah, damage control. They're kind of dead in the water after Bailey didn't win the title.
Yeah,
I mean,
and well, you know the story that it was actually Bailey who presented Damage Control ideas to Vince 3 times, and he shot it down all 3 times. So as soon as she left, it was given a go. So that's the first thing he killed.
Yeah,
his ego. I'm telling you, he's become a detriment to the WWE. As long as he's alive, he will remain a detriment to the WWE. So, boy, where's Zeus? I guess he's.
I know. I keep watching for him, but he hasn't appeared.
I guess he's taking. Because I guess he's consoling Sanaa. I mean, because I guess, because he's consoling Tanahashi over the Sanada win. Well, what that means? That'll cut a loss, right? Now him and Tanahashi can go after the tag team belts.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see. But they already lost to fucking Yoshihashi.
Yeah, I know. Don't remind me. Yeah. So horrible.
Michael Cole's voice breaking. Cover.
Yeah.
Cover.
It's it's a good match. It's not fantastic, but it's a good match.
Yes, I mean something I'm seeing a lot lately is people having like fine action-based matches, like that New Japan Cup final between David Finlay and Sonata, the Rhea Charlotte match. This match is just like the action's fine. Nothing's really standing out, but it's like the action's fine.
Right. The plane is safe. It's just everything. It's the status quo. Plus, I'm sure with Vince back in charge creatively, although he's not supposed to be. I'm sure the wrestlers are not giving 100% either. Like, I'm not going to do a fucking 9,000 flip off the top turnbuckle. Fuck that. How about if we just do this instead?
Getting a gazillion super kicks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a super kick match. Yeah. That's a tribute to the Young Bucks.
What else was on who won the North American title in NXT?
Actually, that was a good match. Him, Dragon Lee, Ilya Dragunov, Axiom, and JD McDonough. That was actually a really good match. And actually, Wesley retained.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How did Dragon Lee look in his debut?
He looked good. He looked good. I mean, you can tell he's adjusting to the WWE style, but he looked good.
So, anything in between NXT Takeover and Night 1? Just rest and pizza. No, I'm joking.
Rest, pizza, and baseball. Yeah. That's why I took my nap. That's where we tried to watch the Impact versus fucking New Japan from WrestleCon, and that's when we were like, forget about it. That was just horrible. The lighting was atrocious, and the production. Actually, it looks like we were watching 480p. I mean,
oh man.
I mean, that shit wasn't even DVD quality. It was more like cassette quality. That was brutal. I'm telling you.
We present to you VHS quality.
Yeah. It's in CinemaScope. Horrible. Shaw Vision.
Stephanie was watching The Talented Mr. Ripley. You know that movie?
Yeah, I've seen it.
She was watching it on off this Blu-ray this app on her Blu-ray player for Amazon, and yeah, it looked like it was a V. The quality of it was like VHS.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's
It looked
horrible.
so bad. I
It's
only saw it in
horrible.
passing or whatever, like
Horrible.
her watching it. So I saw only bits of what it looked like.
I'm waiting for. I'm thinking about going to the movies to watch this. Evil Dead Rises.
Oh no.
Yeah,
No, you can enjoy all of that if you want.
I have
We,
an. I have an actual copy of the Necronomicon.
oh, really?
Yeah, I got it at a convention many moons ago.
We know how I felt about the remake a few years ago, and I saw the trailer for this, and it looks terrible as well. So I don't want to know anything about it.
It's getting it's getting big reviews, man. Everybody, people are loving it.
Reviews don't mean anything nowadays.
That is true. That is true. But I'm gonna keep it out for myself.
I mean, Shingo Aaron Hanare got 5.25 stars.
Yeah, 5.25. Yeah, horrible.
Supposedly, I haven't seen it yet, but supposedly Meltzer gave the Intercontinental Three-Way match on night 2 5 stars.
That was actually a good match. They beat the shit out of each other again. You know that. So.
Oh yeah, we knew that going in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see it though.
Yeah. They. I wouldn't call it. You know. I wouldn't call it Clash at the Castle worthy, but it's up there.
When it comes to night 1, I'm watching the main event of night 1 right now because it's the only match I haven't seen yet. But yeah, tell me your thoughts on night 1 of WrestleMania.
Overall, I thought it was okay. I mean, I enjoyed the Rhea Ripley Charlotte Flair match. Again, people are saying it's the best thing on, since sliced bread. It's probably the best match on that card. I thought it was good. The almost fucking Brock Lesnar was a pee break. That was brutal. That's when I went to the kitchen to grab another slice. John Cena versus Theory was your opening match. It was okay,
Oh, they should have opened with that tag, the tag exhibition, the show.
That was actually a good match.
It wasn't like a good match. It was a fun.
Yeah, it was
a fun spot fest, right?
Yeah.
It was a fun spot fest. It was a super fast, like paced, like sub 10-minute match. That's the best. They should have opened with that.
That was very entertaining. It was very entertaining. Hence why I call it a good match, because it was an entertaining match. Like I totally agree that they should have opened with that. Absolutely.
Like Cena Theory, there is nothing wrong with the match, but it was like the most standard match.
And there's no substance behind it, right? There's no substance behind it, and Cena's going to be limited in what he's doing.
And James, I have to be honest. You know what happened during that match?
What?
I fell asleep.
Look at that, John Cena
I fell asleep
sucks.
in front of my desk during that opening match. I don't know if that's just because I'm generally have a lack of sleep in my life and I was tired, but I did fall asleep during that match.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah. I didn't fall asleep during that tag match though.
I don't know. How can you watch that match right now and still talk on the podcast? Because I would be totally engrossed in the match.
I mean, you probably know this from when you were working Macy's and all that stuff. You just get used to multitasking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of those things I have to do. I have to multitask a lot.
I know. I hear you. No, but see, the way we had it set up at Luxus Crib, we had the big screen TV, the surround, the loudness. So we were into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, see, I wish I could have watched night 1 live. It would have been better if I could have watched it live, but I can't watch it live, like I can watch, like I have Peacock, right? Like I can watch it, but I'm in a relationship. I've got duties to the relationship. So, I can't.
Uh,
It's just how it
uh,
is.
I said, hey, babe, I always like to watch 4 hours of wrestling with me.
What?
Because I would have been like, hey, babe, I would like to watch 4 hours of wrestling with me. She would have been like, eh.
Right. See, and
Yeah.
I know I have known people who are like, they think in relationships everyone has to be into the same stuff. I don't agree with this at all.
No, they don't.
It's perfectly fine to like have different like
Yeah.
tastes in movies and sports and things like that. Like oh man, everyone's getting into the super kick thing in this match.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just,
The action's really good in this match.
yeah, it was a good match. It was a good match.
I
And the
mean,
crowd,
they're killing
the
me with
crowd also
the
made the match.
excessive amount of super kicks.
Yeah.
Just way too many super kicks. Like I cannot shit on the Bucks for this if this is going on. I can shit on the Bucks for a lot of other stuff, but
and the crowd got into it too because the crowd was oohing and ahhing with every super kick, So,
oh yeah, I mean it's like you said, this was the best storyline they have going.
Yeah.
The
I guess
crowd counting
Tanahashi's
along
really,
there.
yeah.
1, 2. Yeah, where's the God of Thunder? We want to
I
talk about
guess
Jay White and stuff with him. What?
I guess Tanahashi's really upset that fucking Okada lost.
Man,
He was like, not gonna actually go on a run with him.
The Sharplet, my language, Charlotte. I thought the match was fine. I wasn't blown away because they didn't really. To me, nothing really special happened in the match.
Right.
I know someone's gonna say that's crazy, but I mean, they didn't do that much stuff. They just kind of had a match. I get that it was, the stage and everything. I get that it's a big moment, right? But it didn't feel that way for me.
From what I heard, Charlotte's taking time off.
Right.
I heard that I could have played I could have played a role of what was happening in the match. I don't know if she's injured, but I think she was hurt.
Also, and this is not fair. What I'm about to say is not fair, and I acknowledge that. But Charlotte, she her face, she's had so much plastic surgery, right?
Yeah, and
So
dental work too. Yeah,
her face doesn't have much expression at the moment, and so that was taking me out of the match a lot, if I'm honest about it. Because I couldn't unsee a lot of things with her. Okay, like the way her face couldn't make much expression. Then, like in contrast, Rhea was so expressive, right?
Yeah, well, that's
her face is so expressive.
I don't know why Charlotte did that because, and then on SmackDown when them two jumped each other, Charlotte was making all kinds of expressions. She was yelling and screaming, and she angry face. But here she didn't make nothing.
I think some of it might also be makeup. I think they just had way too much makeup.
Yeah,
on her.
they pounded her with like 50 pounds of makeup. Yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah, I mean they don't do some of the women much favor with the makeup in the WWE.
I love
look at Sammy. I mean, Sammy's like he's almost apologizing to Jay for what he's about to do. Holy shit! I'm getting goosebumps watching this. I'm not.
Yeah, it's a good match. It's a good match. That's what I'm saying. It's a good match. It's a good match. And I totally agree with what you said about. I love Rhea Ripley and how expressive she is. She's very expressive, and it comes through in her matches, and it shows and it grates.
Oh, you know what was? There was a spot. It was Rhea Ripley was going for the Riptide, and Charlotte did a DDT counter, and the way that Rhea did the bump for it, the way she did the bump, and the way it was like almost like her head was a spring, and she like sprung off the thing Well, I thought that was one of the best versions of that sort of, because we see a
No.
lot of DDT counters, right?
Right, right, right.
Matches. People are crying. Yeah, that was a good match.
Yeah.
This match, that was good. Um, yeah, I thought that was like the best version of that spot I've seen in a while.
Hmm. Now, I may take some heat for this, but I think Rhea Ripley has so much charisma because she's still a heel. But
Yeah,
in for the post interview, she's smiling. She's doing, she's not kayfabe. She's smiling and she's talking great. I think she could possibly be the next Stone Cold in terms of that anti-hero where she drops fucking Judgment Day, but she's so badass that she becomes good.
James, I'm going to tell you something. I legit think if they keep Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair apart, if they keep them apart for a year or two,
Mm-hmm.
like the potential for like a Steve Austin Rock sized main event at WrestleMania is there.
Yeah, I agree.
Like
Because you can see it and you can hear it. The crowd goes nuts for her.
like Bianca Belair is in a unique position because uh she's not great with the charisma aspect. Let's just be honest with it. She doesn't really have a character. She just kind of smiles and waves the hair and says she's the EST of the WWE. She doesn't. I mean, that's not really a character.
Yeah, she's just a beast in the ring.
Yeah, she's well, more so she's kind of like she's a Jeff Cobb Steiner level athlete, right? She's like a
Right,
freak,
right.
an
Yeah, she's a
athletic
freak.
freak.
Yeah, she's a
She
beast.
can do things no one else can do.
Right.
She's not necessarily great in leading the match, right? But she's the things she can do mechanically, you're just like, whoa.
Yeah,
We felt that way about Braun Breaker a bit last year. We were like, oh,
yeah.
some of the things he can do physically in the ring, you're just like, this is insane. Or
Mhm.
you just watch any Jeff Cobb match, you're just like, holy shit, like how is this
Yeah,
guy like real? But kids love Bianca Belair, like they love
yeah,
her. Kids love it's the Cena thing in a way.
yeah.
Kids love Bianca Belair. So
Actually,
like
speaking on the kids, actually speaking about kids, remember when John Cena came out and
yeah,
he had all the
oh
special
yeah,
need kids with him,
yeah.
right? After he lost, Lord Lux goes, "Hey man, you better send somebody in to check on the kids."
Oh my god. Hey, big props. John Cena gave a high five to every single one of those kids. He didn't miss a single kid.
No,
He gave a high
no,
five to every single one of them. You can go back
yeah,
and watch it. You'll see.
yeah,
Every single one got a high five. I made a
yeah,
point to pay attention to that.
yeah. Yeah, Lux said, "You better go check on those kids, see if they're okay after seeing a loss."
Right. What a brutal thing to
uh,
do to those kids. But yeah, I
yeah,
think Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley could be
yeah.
massive,
I totally
like
agree. I
legit
totally agree.
WrestleMania main event.
Yeah, yeah.
When it will the pop for that match will equal the pop when Zeus King Dark finally makes his way onto the show. I hope he's okay, Zeus. We hope you're okay wherever you are.
Maybe his class went long or something,
Yeah.
or the autograph line was like ridiculous this week, you know.
Um. Oh. We will be remiss if we do not talk about the biggest thing from night one, James.
What?
To me, this was the only 5-star thing I saw on night one. This is the
Which is?
only 5. Did I say 5? I meant 10. Did I say 10? I mean 100-star thing
Uh-oh.
on night one. Prison Dom's entrance.
Yeah, that was kind of hot. That was kind of hot.
I was telling my friend Brian Bell when I was watching it, I said, just on the entrance alone, like nothing. The rest of the match can be crap. Just the entrance makes this the like the match of the year. That was a really fun match. Actually, I enjoyed the
It
match.
was. Even Bad Bunny got involved because, of course, that sets up the next pay per view, which happens to be in Puerto Rico. So there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
You know,
fuck that Bunny. But
he got the shit kicked out of him on Monday, which was cool.
thank goodness.
Yeah.
Uh,
I know you didn't see any of night two, but I mean, like, how disappointed are you in Cody Rhodes not winning?
I was surprised. It's weird. My friend, not to keep bringing him up. Usually he's in the chat, but Brian Bell, he had been predicting it for about 2 weeks that Roman was going to retain, and
Yeah,
I was just like, no, this is the best opportunity to do it, right?
I thought so too, because then you got to build him up, like you said that time. You know, it's going to take almost another year to build somebody else up, and blah blah blah.
There are things we didn't know at the moment, right? We didn't know that the thing was about to be announced the next day. That the whole
Right. The sales
and all that
that could
stuff.
have had a play in it too. You know.
Well, look at it like this: if you're selling the company, you want the most recognizable face to still be on top, and the most recognizable person in the WWE is Roman Reigns. Yeah. So yeah, you would want to keep it on him. And another thing I didn't think about, and this does make some sense. It's WWE is all about the brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they don't really. So like to us, we're looking at it as a storytelling or something, right?
Right.
So we're like, this is the biggest stage of the entire year. This is when it has to happen. But to the WWE, if it happens on a B show no one cares about, if it happens here or there to this or that. Oh, wait, Zeus. Wait, get the pop ready. It's the God of Thunder.
Zeus came dark.
What's
up, buddy? Everything all right over there?
Yeah.
Let me guess. You had to console Tanahashi because fucking goddamn Okada lost, right?
No. He's just he wants to know how to tell Yoshihashi to stop bothering him because he lost his belt.
Yeah, that's horrible. Can't believe you lose the top fucking Yoshihashi.
Brought him right in there.
Yeah. So, Pedro, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What was I saying? I don't even know. No, I was just saying, like, to the WWE, it doesn't matter if the person if Roman drops the belt on this or that. To them, it's all the same. Like, to the company, it's all the same because it doesn't matter, right? Like, we're looking at it like this is the best opportunity storytelling wise. It's on the biggest stage, blah, blah, blah. This felt like the natural end of his title reign, right?
Right.
This felt like it. And to them, they're like, let him take Pedro Morales' record. Let him take this. It doesn't matter. Like, it can happen anytime. Cody will be fine. Or if he's not fine, that's fine too. The brand will be fine. We make billions of dollars, so it doesn't matter to them. To us, it matters, right? But to them, it doesn't matter.
It was a perfect opportunity to make the switch.
And we still, the same things we brought up before are still in play. Roman can get injured. Roman could have leukemia come back. Like, so many things can happen to end this in a way that won't satisfy anyone. And they blew that chance.
Yeah.
How you doing, Zeus? You all right, buddy?
Oh, yeah, man.
Did you see anything in WrestleMania Night 1 or 2?
I mean, I just saw, clips and highlights.
Okay. We were discussing the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. It was okay. Our boy Shibata won, so that was good because he beat Wheeler Yuta for the Pure Championship, so that's good.
Not the Pure PP Kaka Championship.
No. But at least they're probably going to show you that he's going to stay in the States for a little bit, at least.
Yeah,
we go back to them.
Because we knew he was. He's been
LA Dojo
for that though. I mean, he's been trying to, get his foothold back in the States because of the LA Dojo.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's what Pedro was saying. Yeah.
because I mean, it wasn't like I mean for Japan, they're just now they've just now been relaxing all the COVID protocols there.
Right. Oh, so we got to get your take on what happened last night or earlier this morning. What do you think about Sonata winning?
I mean, it's very ho hum. It didn't have a good build. There's nothing to get excited about. None of this. I mean, everything from like this whole year has been so blasé and it just nothing feels special. I mean, where they shook up the factions and everything.
Yeah, the whole thing with Suzuki going. Yeah.
That just felt like it was it's like, okay, well, this is the time to do it.
Right.
This is the time of year when we do this. So there was like nothing really shocking, like the Jay getting bounced out and David Finlay taking over. And I mean, that's just all a bunch of.
I was reading a lot of people this morning saying that, it's about time Okada drops the belt, because, you need new blood. So I was telling Pedro, besides Okada, who else could be a viable champion for New Japan? Who? Jay White? Oh, I'm sorry, he's not there. Like who else can really be a viable champion right now for that company? Well, I'm sorry, but I don't think Sonata's it.
No, I mean Shingo's a better choice.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna easily put the belt on Shingo. Yeah, hell yeah.
I mean, Okada's a good choice. I mean, other than Okada, Ospreay was, when he first won the belt, I was a lot more behind him then.
Mm-hmm.
But we've gotten back to a whole lot of flippy stuff. But of course, we're all ignoring the obvious number one best choice for IWGP World Champion, Aaron Henry. Come on.
Aaron Henry, yeah.
Who?
Aaron Henry.
Oh, the guy who had a 5 1/4 star match.
The obvious next contender. I mean, he cuts such great promos, like the one from like Never, and he has such great presence, and he has he wears sunglasses sometimes, and he looks cool, being
oh my god,
he's what he's at least the 6th or 7th best guy in United Empire.
So let's put the strap on him. Yeah.
Obviously.
I mean, come on.
Having a quarter-star match, he deserves.
All right, and the big question that I've been dying to ask you, because I wasn't here, but I'm dying to ask you, how do you feel about your boy showing up in AEW, Jay White?
Well, it's it's better in some ways than him becoming, Walter White, the Candy Man, or whatever, whatever the hell they were going to do with him in WWE.
Yeah, because as soon as Vince took over and his Dick Dastardly mustache, all that shit was going to change. Exactly.
So, I mean, it's kind of a no-win situation for him.
Mm-hmm. I think he had no choice. He had no choice. He wasn't going to go back to Impact.
Yeah, I mean, for money, was the best choice if it's not the WWE. Yeah. For now, what the thing I said earlier, Zeus, and I will stand by this. Though everyone who goes to AEW turns into the worst version of themselves. So now the greater U.S. wrestling audience, their big exposure to Jay White will end up being the worst version of Jay White because it's going to be the AEW version of him.
Yeah, sadly. I mean, it's now they They know who he is, and it's not going to be all this who shit like all these WWE fans would be. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just I don't watch it, so I won't know really much about stuff that isn't put on Twitter. So
I think
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I think you can. Well, not to put this site on any blast, but believe you might be able to find Dynamite and stuff. So if you ever want to see that stuff, you probably can find it.
As far as the WWE universe not knowing shit, Zeus, I do agree with you, but I got to give props. I got to give the NXT fans their proper. They knew who Dragon Lee was. They was chanting his name and everything. His very first match.
NXT fans, not WWE main roster.
Yeah,
that is true. That is true.
Yeah, sadly, this is true because, like, I remember before AEW was around, there was a whole mess. I would see fights with friends online about someone. They would bring someone from NXT up to the main roster,
Right.
and there'd be like main roster only fans who would be like, "I don't want to see these people. They're not part of us. They're from NXT. We don't care about NXT."
Yep.
I don't want that. And it's like NXT exists to give you new stars. Like that's the whole point of it. And they're like, we don't want them.
Yeah, it's a big adjustment period because I mean, we saw guys that transitioned really well, like Drew Galloway and what was his name? Neville.
Yeah.
A lot of guys transitioned well, from there. Some people that have it, we've seen that too. So
yeah, the Viking Raiders did good in NXT. They come up here, they've done well.
But like Dakota Kai,
Yeah,
her and Io have done really well, with Bailey.
Dakota Kai, she plays a specific role from NXT to now that she still does well. She's always the glue of her matches. She's the one who just makes things work. Wouldn't you agree, James?
I agree. I totally agree.
Because there have even been times this past year where Io has kind of been off, and Dakota's like made up for it in the matches. Like she's the one you can always she's the more reliable person in a way.
I was forced to watch AEW last weekend, so I can tell you some stuff.
All right.
I think the best thing that's going on at AEW, at least for me, is the Daniel Bryan heel promos. Because he's really laying into everybody. AEW, WWE. I mean, he's calling professional wrestlers amateurs. He's saying that there are no more professional wrestlers anymore. It's all entertainers and amateurs. I was like, whoa.
Is he shooting?
I don't know. He might be. I'm like, whoa, because he was like, I love Claudio. He's a professional wrestler. I love Moxley. He's a professional wrestler. I love Wheeler. He's a professional wrestler. Everything I saw from this weekend, amateurs. I was like, oh shit, he just shit on WrestleMania.
So we know it's not a shoot, right? And I'll tell you how we know because the butthurt elite didn't go confront him and try to about it.
Right. There you go.
They didn't get their diapers in a wad and go cry.
That is true.
Yeah.
But to me, that was the only thing worth anything, I mean, yeah, I want to see what Jay White does in his first appearance. I want to see how they fuck him up, and Adam Cole, because I love Adam Cole. But other than that, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I understand giving the Lucha Brothers the Ring of Honor tag team titles. Yes, you want to complete their resume. I get it.
Their resume. Everyone has these faux like emptied like resumes.
Yeah,
hollow. That's the word, hollow.
No,
hollow.
It was like the Dudley Boys. Remember when the Dudley Boys were like, all we need is the Impact champion. We won every single belt. I'm like,
Well, you won belts, but them being WCW tag team champions doesn't mean anything because WCW wasn't. They didn't have to go get signed by WCW. They didn't have to go work their way up to the top in WCW.
Right.
They just got belts. It's not.
They didn't have to face the Mulkey brothers.
They didn't have to face, fucking things are better than they are.
The Ding Dongs, remember them?
Hey,
come on.
This just popped in my head, but Bushwhacker Butch died this week.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. R.I.P.
Apparently, he came up for that WrestleCon.
Oh, Zeus. I was telling Pedro about that show that fucking Impact at New Japan had at WrestleCon.
Mm-hmm.
That shit looked like fuck VHS. That shit wasn't even cassette worthy. Audio cassette worthy. That shit was like 8-track. The production was horrible. Only one side of the ring was lit. It was just atrocious. It was atrocious. I think Angie was at that show. I think.
Yeah.
But that was horrible. Don't waste your time with it. Don't. I saw 5 minutes. We couldn't watch.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
Nah, don't bother.
We'd rather might be better off watching some old Sheepherders matches than
yeah, Sheepherders. Yeah, exactly. The Sheepherders.
That'd be much better.
Yeah.
Sheepherders versus the Fantastics, or
yeah.
How did Vince take two of the most ruthless people, a ruthless tag team, and turn them into fucking babyface that kids loved?
Yeah, Bushwhackers were over. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, it was weird.
They really were.
To think, it's weird to think what they were, and
that at that stage in their careers, though, I think they were probably just so happy to be, into what was probably seemed like a much more secure situation because
they didn't have to bleed every night either.
When they left WCW, everybody kind of knew things were, kind of not great, as great as they had been in years prior in Crockett, WCW. So, I mean, because they got out before the merger and everything too. So, so they were probably just so happy to be.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, you want us to be baby faces and stomp our feet and rub each other's noggins and take pictures of the kids. Okay, who cares?
But they loved it. They embraced it. They love it, and they got over.
Oh no, I'm not saying they didn't. I'm just saying I'm they were probably ready to do just about anything.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, how many times you gonna bust yourself open every night? I'm sure they were tired of doing that too.
Yeah, I mean they've been the Sheepherders for what 20 years.
Yeah, they were brutal too, savages.
Well, they were the Kiwis for a while, weren't they too? Or
that was a long time ago, Pedro. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean, just as as a more often than not, it was the two of them together. I think there was another guy that was also part of the team at times with Butch or Luke. I can't remember. But
I remember when they got inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame. It was good to see them up there,
Yeah, but I think we all thought it was kind of weird.
Hey, I'm trying to remember who was. So when they left the NWA WCW and they went to the WWF, at some point they had another New Zealand sort of based group. I'm trying to remember what their name was. Do y'all remember this?
Who had a New Zealand based group?
The WCW did. They had these wrestlers. They had like kind of military outfits and stuff. It's the name's escaping me.
New Zealand Militia.
To what?
The New Zealand militia?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Morgan and Jack Victory.
Jack Victory. There you go. Yeah.
Lord Littlebrook was their manager.
Damn, Zeus. That's a good memory.
Yeah, thank you. That's right.
I saw them. I saw them live.
Ah, Lord Littlebrook. Oh Jesus. Brutal.
Yeah.
So I was Pedro and I were discussing whole night one of WrestleMania because he saw night one, but he didn't see night two yet.
Right.
And we were discussing what happened on night two quickly. How Shane McMahon made his return. That should have been your cue that Vince McMahon was back.
He's in, he's out.
He's in, he's out. 5 minutes, if that, and the worst people's elbow in the history of people's elbow by Snoop Dogg. And you hear the referee tell the Snoop Dogg to do the people's elbow because they had to improvise on the spot. You know?
Yeah.
I give Snoop Dogg credit for the improv because that's hard to do, especially if you're not a wrestler.
I mean, who would have ever thought that was going to happen?
Right.
And if you'd have predicted that, everybody probably would have said that it was going to look horrible.
Right. Oh, it did.
Yeah, but it could have been worse. I mean, they'd have over-rehearsed it.
Yeah. It was a slow motion, though. It looked so funny because it looked like he dropped that elbow in slow motion.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely – I mean, you can definitely tell they were calling an audible on that one.
Yeah. And you even heard the ref go, people's elbow, people's elbow. I was like, that's hot. But poor fucking Shane, look at that. Here comes the money, and there he goes. Bye-bye. Horrible.
Yeah. Shane's like 52, I think. 53. He's my age.
Yeah, listen, man, that man's still jumping off fucking tops of the hell of the cells. He's crazy at 53 years old. He's nuts.
No age limit for Crazy James.
Yeah, apparently not. I mean, look at me. I'm operating at 18%. I took a 3.5-hour bus trip. I don't give a fuck.
Look, I mean, but look at poor Shane. Poor Shane wants his fucking dad's approval so bad.
Yeah.
It's like and this is my other child, Shane.
Yeah, this is my other child, Shane.
This is your Shane. Well, if it had been up to me, I would have just stuck with Shane, but his mother wouldn't allow it.
That's hot.
And here's another funny thing. Shane comes in, and the day it's announced that they're being bought by the same company that owns the UFC, and WWE could have been the company that owned the UFC if Vince had let Shane buy it.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Right. Absolutely right, Zeus. You're right. How was that for fucking? How's that for irony?
Yeah, I mean that's.
What do you think about that whole deal?
Yeah. Well, it's hard to say because we don't know what they're going to do.
Right.
People speculate that there might be that might be going back to traditional pay-per-views, and some people are like, well, they've got the streaming agreement with Peacock.
Right.
And apparently
Peacock paid them $1 billion, so they're not backing off from that.
Right. Well, unless they were to get bought out.
Right.
Unless they were to buy out the thing and the agreement. And from what some of those experts were saying, that might be a possibility. So of course, we don't know. Mm-hmm. So, but I think that if they try to bring back a monthly pay-per-view at somewhere between $25 to $50, it's gonna hurt their fan base so bad.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that would be maybe one of the dumbest things. Now, maybe if they just did the big four as pay-per-views,
Right.
might be able to get away with that. But still, I think that would. I think they've bargain bin themselves the company into a hole. So I don't think they can go back to that pay-per-view model.
All I'm going to say is this: the Raw after WrestleMania, one of the biggest appointments I've ever seen in my life. I made Lux watch 3 hours of that shit, and I regretted it.
Everybody online was saying it was terrible.
Oh, Zeus, it sucked.
Actually, some people said it was okay.
No.
And then but most of it was like terrible. Like there was
the second match on the Raw after Raw after WrestleMania was almost versus fucking almost versus Elias in a squash match. It was horrible. I don't know. It made no sense. He just lost. He just lost to Brock Lesnar, and they're gonna have him go over in a squash match. Against Elias on the Raw after WrestleMania, where I thought I was going to see Cameron Grimes come out. I thought I was going to see Brock Lesnar. Fucking Braun Breaker come out. Not to mention that they fucking put out my fucking memory's shot now. Who's Becky Lynch's husband?
Seth Rollins.
Thank you, Pedro. But fucking Seth Rollins comes out in the ring, doesn't cut a promo, doesn't do anything for 5 minutes except sit there and fucking listen to people chant his theme song. That's it. No promo, no nothing. Just and then goes back stage. You could have so much opportunity to introduce Cameron Grimes into that, or somebody else, or bring somebody back from injury. I mean, you had a world of possibility here. I said it then, I'll say it now. As long as Vince, and you know what, I said it earlier today. As long as Vince McMahon draws breath, the WWE will suck. The only way to get away from him and his rule, and for the WWE to truly move forward, is when Vince dies. That's it. Yeah, because you can't fire him because he finds a way to come back.
He is kind of like the cockroach of WWE.
I'm saying. Fuck, man. He's like herpes. He just keeps around forever. He stays with you forever. I'm telling you, he's like herpes. He stays around forever. You know, it's that's the only way, Zeus. I'm sorry, but you know his ego is so massive that he has to have his hand in everything. And creative once again. A man's pushing 9 years old. He can't let it go.
We must tell Zeus sorry. We know Vince McMahon is his favorite person.
Yeah, fucking Dick Dastardly cosplay. And what's with the fucking ultra dyed hair and mustache? Come on, man.
Yeah,
you really want to look like the evil villain?
I'm sorry I said his name incorrectly. Vicente McMahon.
Vicente McMahon.
Vicente
right?
McMahon.
Come on, man. I tell you, man, it's Dick Dastardly. It's just brutal. It's just horrible. So I think, you know, how much did they pay for it? What is it, 8 billion, something like that? 9 billion?
9 point something. You
got to be shitting me. I heard The Rock put a bid in and it was rejected.
Oh, hey, Brian Bell's in the Brian Bell is here.
Look,
better late than it.
Look,
Brian Bell, be buying bread. What's going on, brother?
The Rock doesn't have that kind of money.
No, he obviously had partners. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, even him and his group. I mean, they were able to buy the XFL, but they weren't. They don't have $9 billion.
No. I heard his bid was way below that. It was like 6 point something.
Yeah, I'm sure that would have been on an installment plan too.
Yeah, exactly. You know? I'll give you $50 today, and the rest Tuesday. But it was hard, But I don't, this merger thing. I don't know. It's just again, as I said at the top of the show, I have zero expectations for professional wrestling these days. Everything has gone to shit. Everything. Yep. Every company, AEW, WWE, Impact, Even New Japan putting a fucking belt on Sonata. It's just shit.
Well, hold on real fast. Brian Bell, you're going to F5 all of us, man. That's some heavy lifting. That's all I gotta say.
Not really. I don't see that.
You know, I don't know. Maybe
Wait,
it's just me. Maybe I'm getting too old, but it's like really?
Zeus, you're saying you don't see that? What do you mean?
I don't see Brian at 5 in me.
Okay, I got you.
I see Tanahashi running in and fucking him up.
Yeah,
but
that's
maybe.
true.
Yeah,
Tanahashi would protect Zeus at the least.
yeah.
What you talking about? I'm protecting Tanahashi.
Oh, my bad. And he doesn't even mess up his hair. Look at that.
Right.
So perfect.
James, yeah, I mean we talked for a long time on this show that wrestling is just not the same. It's I accept what you've said in the past. I accept is true that it's just going to be this way going forward. The in-ring, right? The in-ring aspect is just going to be this way. It's going to be subpar professional wrestling, like from what we knew, right? It's just what it's going to be. So it's just you have to make peace. So like, but it's just hard to get there, you know.
And just when the WWE seemed like it was turning a corner with Triple H in charge of creative, just when things were starting to loosen up and people were actually happy in the WWE locker room, and you have better morale. You have Evil Dead Vince. He comes back. He's better than Houdini.
I don't know what looks worse, Vince's new look or the Evil Dead Rises.
Evil Dead Rises look kind of hot. I ain't gonna lie.
Brian Bell said, "What 2 5-star matches on Mania per Dave?" Talking about Meltzer. No. What was I know he gave 5 stars to the Intercontinental 3-Way. What was the other match he gave 5 stars to? I honestly don't know.
It would have to be the main event, right? I mean, Zayn and
let me see if I can find his WrestleMania.
It was the tag match.
Let's see. Meltzer.
That tag match was good.
Yeah, I watched it live on the air earlier, Zeus. It was a good match. I got goosebumps towards the end. Actually, I can't lie.
Almost versus Brock Lesnar was go get an extra slice match.
Wait,
so that was good.
That's not my God.
Well, I mean, they're not. I mean, all those guys are. They're like. They're not completely in this. Youngest generation.
I don't know. I just need Vince McMahon out of the WWE again, and I'm gonna stay out this time.
Still not gonna fix the style of wrestling though.
No, it's not. It's not. But I was able to watch a 2-hour SmackDown. It didn't kill me. Because I tried watching last night and I was like,
That's right.
Even the pace of the matches were toned down. Everything was slowed down. It was classic Vince.
All right, I finally found the ratings. All right, let's see. So James, you watched Supercard of Honor.
Yeah.
Let's see. He gave Commander Vikingo 4 3/4 stars. So basically a 5-star match. He gave that ladder match, Reach for the Sky, the one with the gazillion botches and stuff. He gave that 4
and the broken leg. And the broken leg.
He gave that basically 5 stars, and he gave Claudio Eddie Kingston 4.5 stars. Stand and Deliver, he gave the North American.
Hold on. What was the Wheeler Yuta Shibata match then?
He gave it 3.5.
Oh my God, this guy's ass backwards.
Garcia wrestled Tanahashi, as in Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yeah. He was there. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was a surprise. Nobody was supposed to know, but he showed up there.
So yeah, on NXT Stand and Deliver, he gave the North American 5-way 4.5 stars. He gave Gargano Waller 4 1/4 stars. He gave Breaker versus Hayes 3 1/4 stars.
I'm just happy for Andy Hartwell.
Let's see. Night 1, Seth Rollins and Logan Paul 4.5 stars. Flair Ripley, he gave 4 3/4 stars. And the main event, he gave 5 stars. And then night 2, he gave Lesnar almost 3 stars. I'm kind of shocked.
3 stars. That should have been 1.5 stars.
He gave the Intercontinental title match,
and the half star goes to MVP.
He gave Reigns and Rhodes 4.5 stars. He gave a rating to Miz versus Snoop Dogg. He gave it 1 star. Why would you even put a rating on that one?
It was, I don't know.
So he gave Hanari versus Tagagi 5 1/4 stars. Commander versus Taurus versus Vikingo from WrestleCon Mark Hitchcock Memorial Show. He gave 4 3/4 stars. Bailey, a Speedball Mike Bailey versus Vikingo from GCW Joey Janela Spring Break. He gave 4.5 stars. He gave GCW Gringo Locos The World on Lucha Laredo Kid versus Vikingo 4.5 stars. So basically, if you had a Vikingo, you're getting almost 5 stars.
Outside of him hitting his head, right?
Vikingo show up in a match, and yes, they're going to get 4 stars just by default. Before anything even happens, he's just, David's just like Oprah, man. It's like you get a star, and you get a star, and you get a star.
Soon the base rating for stars for matches will be 5 stars. Like they got in the ring and they locked up, it's 5 stars.
James, did you hear us talk about that? Where David retroactively given Ric Flair versus Steamboat in 1989. There was these 2 house shows, and he retroactively gave them 10.25 stars each.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, come on. Yeah, really?
Yeah, there's two house shows during their feud.
Right.
That he went to that he said were 10.25 stars. Right? I mean,
this guy's fucking off the deep end.
And this was in 2017.
Yeah.
Those were the house shows that were based around the Chicago show, right?
Right. From the 89. From Chicago.
89. Right. Those are the house shows surrounding that date. Yeah. 10.2 stars. Wow.
Yeah. 10.25.
I'm gonna start rating my pizza on a Meltzer scale.
Oh man, I would mark out for you if you were to start doing like on Instagram, James. You should post a picture of the pizza you're gonna eat, and then put the star rating in your caption.
I'm gonna call it the Meltzer scale.
Dude, you know what? Pedro, you had that picture of that dill pickle pizza.
Yeah.
Oh man, the other day we had Thursday we had this. Work brunch, and like I brought my street corn, and like one of the other employees, she brought 2 little mini waffle makers and made homemade waffle batter, and another guy made eggs, and another guy made sausage and hash browns, and so we just had nice like it was like a pre-Easter brunch.
Oh, nice!
It never fails. Every Saturday. Every Saturday that we do the show, food ends up being thrown into the conversation, and we all end up hungry by the time we leave. Never fails.
But so what I wanted to do though is we had bagels and cream cheese, and I wanted pickles. I wanted to get a bagel and put cream cheese on it and pickles, and I was like, oh man, I bet that
holy shit!
Right?
I bet you that tastes good.
So I'm gonna have to go buy that and do that up myself this weekend.
Nice. All right. Did you guys see the Hall of Fame?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Zeus? No.
No, I haven't yet.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna spare you. I'm gonna spare you the headache. But first of all, actually, Muda looked great. I don't know if you want to consider I don't know if you want to call him walking to the ring, actually walking, but he looked great. Okay.
Yeah.
There was no wheelchair, so that was good. He had the mask, like you said he would wear, and he said, "I don't speak English very well, so thank you very much, WWE." And yes, he did the mist, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, was fucking awesome. Now, the man who presented him, who Ric Flair, never takes. I don't know what the fuck happened, but now one story about Muda was all about Flair. I was in Japan. I wrestled this guy, I wrestled that guy, I wrestled Inoki. Oscar's like Muda. I was in the ring with Muda once. He was the best of all the Japan wrestlers. And I was in one time one night. We all got drunk. I was like, dude, can you talk about Muda? I want to hear Muda's stories. He was like, the only thing he said was, I sent my kid over to Japan and Muda took care of him. That's all he said. Everything else was about himself. I was like, Flair, come on, bro. Come on. It's a great Muda. Come on, give him his flowers. You know what I'm saying?
And that they sent Muda off to hang out with Ric Flair in Atlanta.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And you're like, you want to hang out with me? Okay. I was like, really?
I'm like, who thought that was a good idea?
Yeah, but I give props to Conan. What a fucking intro. His fucking speech was awesome about Rey Mysterio. Yeah, I was really digging it.
He did a really great job.
Yeah, he did a excellent job. Excellent. I was really into his speech. I actually felt.
Did they do a video package for Muda?
Yeah. They even showed the Super Black Ninja days.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Yeah, it was a couple clips, but they showed him with Gary Hart a lot. Yeah. His oldest, they had clips of him fighting Flair, him with Sting, all the old school WCW shit, all the shit when after he was TV champion. Remember that?
Yeah.
And then they showed Chris of his later years in New Japan and All Japan. So they had footage. I was impressed with the footage that they had. But again, WWE production, second to none. So.
Well, not to mention they have, so much footage.
Yeah. So, but I was surprised that New Japan parted with some of the footage that they had. Because they had some, like actual stuff. I was like, oh, shit, okay. That was when he was in New Japan. Oh, shit. That was when he was in Old Japan. So I was like, oh, okay. So it was a good video package, but Flair just fucked it up.
Sorry.
Yeah, I haven't watched Hall of Fame yet. I still got to see night 2. I watched the main event of night 1 on the air earlier before you came, Zeus. I'm behind on all that stuff.
Yeah.
Night 2, I mean, all I really need to see on night 2 is the Intercontinental match, the women's match, and the main event. I don't need to see the rest of it. I think I can pass on the rest.
No, I'll watch the whole show.
No, because I can't. I always have to watch things in pieces anyway, so I may as well watch the few things.
I haven't watched that much wrestling in a while, man. It was the Ring of Honor show, then it was NXT Send and Deliver, then it was night 1 of WrestleMania, night 2 of WrestleMania, 5 minutes of that abomination from Impact, and then the fucking 3-hour garbage of Raw after WrestleMania, which I was so hyped for, and I feel bad because I made Lux watch it. He didn't want to see it. He was like, look, I'll just record and watch it another day. I said, nah, it's the Raw after WrestleMania. If there's one Raw you're going to watch live, this is the one. And then, even Triple H came out, this is Raw after WrestleMania, let's get open. And the crowd was hyped. And then all of a sudden, Omos versus fucking Elias. I'm like, what? And there was no call-ups, no nothing. Seth Rollins just standing in the middle of the ring, didn't say a word for 5 minutes. It was just horrible, disgusting. I almost threw up. I was like 3 hours of pure pee-pee caca. You're no good. Horrible. Fuck Dick Dastardly.
James, were you? I was not surprised by the result of Bianca Belair, Kana Asuka from WrestleMania Night 2.
No, I knew Bianca was going to retain you because you wanted to do Bianca Rhea Ripley.
Like I thought this was pretty well understood going into the weekend that the likely outcome, without any doubt, was going to be Bianca winning the match.
Yeah. Because everybody knew Rhea Ripley was going to win, and everybody knows you're going to put Rhea Ripley against Bianca.
Like, of course, I wanted Kana to win the match, but I knew she wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I was legit surprised by how many people online were just like outraged and surprised by this result. I was like, how did they not know what was going to happen?
That was the no-brainer of the night. If anything,
yeah.
If anything, the biggest surprise was Cody Rhodes losing. Because even I thought, I was like, but other than that, anybody who followed them, anybody who could piece together what's going on knew that Asuka wasn't going to go over. I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Like, I get the, because I wanted her to win really badly, right? But so I get people saying they wanted her to win, yes, but how did anyone think she was going to win? Like, I knew there's no way she was going to win, and people are just like, so they're like, the wrong decision to this and this. I'm like, y'all aren't thinking about the bigger picture. Like, Bianca has an undefeated streak going at WrestleMania. She's getting one. She's taking the scalps of all the stars of the previous sort of group before hers.
Yeah,
and you keep building her up to build up to the Rhea Ripley Bianca Belair at WrestleMania, which will be like just a blockbuster kind of level main event. So
I
was surprised so many people were like, wow.
Well, another thing too with the, just a layer on the Asuka thing is, with the great, it felt really right to me. So
I didn't hear anything you said. What happened, Zeus? What'd you say?
I was just saying that the Muta going into the Hall of Fame and Asuka, Muta fan, happy about that. And so
they paid homage to that, yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, to me, it was just one of those, those great, it just seemed right.
If Muta was involved in the match, I could have seen that. That would have been something.
I can't. Wait a minute. First of all, that rant was like 9 million miles long. There's no way fucking Muta's coming down that ramp, spitting out 3 mist and rolling up the ramp. No fucking way.
Well, that's because we don't have the. They got rid of those little ring carts like they had at.
WrestleMania 3. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Can you imagine
someone's willing Muta out there? Like,
yeah, there's no way.
Oh, God.
No way. He barely made it to the set to accept his award. What the fuck? You make him roll down a ramp? Are you kidding me?
But if you put that aside, James, if you put his mobility issues aside, let's say, so I know in the match, I know something happens where Kana goes for the miss and it misses, right? Yeah. So imagine if her miss misses, but Muta's miss hits.
The only way that works is if you have Muta underneath the ring for this entire time, then he pops up and he hits the miss. That would have been hot.
Oh, man. Well, Ric Flair, Brian Bell said Ric Flair will Muta down.
Fucking Ric Flair would have fucking stayed up towards the bar, not the ring. Come on. He said, Muda, suck
Or
him.
Muda would have to be like at
I-
ringside or something. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
you have to be a guest of honor. Yeah, you would be a guest of honor for the Hall of Fame. And then again, it'll take him 20 minutes to get over the fucking stanchion, and then boom, there you go.
Yeah.
No, man, come on. No. But yeah, I would have loved to see him involved in the match. That would have been hot.
Yeah.
That would have been hot.
So I've only seen night one, but all I can say is from night one, the best thing was the Prison Dom's entrance, and then
yeah, that was kind of hot.
and then the tag title match. I did like that match.
Yeah, it was good. It's good. It's entertaining. It's good. 9,000 super kicks.
Yeah, too many super kicks. Way too Zeus. If you hate super kicks, you will not want to see that match.
You know I hate super kicks.
Yeah.
It's a super kick party.
She's a super kick. Super kick. Have a super kick
now.
She's always kicking out.
Yeah, she's always.
I'm gonna bring a super axe and chop some legs off.
Oh yeah, James. They're always kicking out. This is also true. It'd be like super kicks and kicking out of everything.
Yeah, exactly. I just got kicked in my head 714 times, but 1, 2, he kicks out. All of a sudden, he gets hit with a 10 leather strap. He's out cold. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay.
Do you remember about 2 years ago or so when they did when they did the thing on Rampage on AEW where is it Pac? He was Neville in the WWE. Pac.
Yeah, Pac. Yeah.
Where he had to get hit by like a tablet, like an iPad kind of tablet, and he had with
data.
And he was supposed to be KO'd from it and got pinned by Andrade from it, and like. I was just like, oh, you had to feel so bad for this guy because, like, imagine they're telling you backstage you're going to get knocked out by a tablet.
Horrible. No, the match I equate that to is remember a few years ago I was bitching about that NXT match with Adam Cole when he was the champion. I think he was fighting Gargano or Ciampa, I think, and they went at it. I mean, they really went at it. They're beating the shit out of each other, and like Adam Cole's getting thrown out of the helicopter. 1, 2, he kicks out. You got hit with the ring post. 1, 2, he kicks out. He had like 19 chair shots to the face. He kicks out, but then all of a sudden he gets hit from behind in the back, not the head, with the tin NXT belt, and he's knocked out. 1, 2, 3. I lost my shit. That's exactly what I equate that to. Horrible.
I remember when it was Chris Adams versus Kerry Von Erich in World Class for the Texas title, and Gary Hart and Kerry were struggling for the belt, and the ref wasn't looking, and Chris Adams super kicked Kerry's face into the belt, and it was just
yeah.
That was the most glorious super kick ever. I mean, it's been impossible to top. I mean, it's over 35 years old, and it just doesn't get any better than that.
That's a good conversation to have one day, Zeus. Who had the best super kick?
Chris Adams.
Chris Adams, right? Yeah.
Conversation.
His shit look realistic. His shit look like he hit you and you go down like hard.
Because by the time. Because, and of course, I hate him, but I mean, Sean is, got the most famous one.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I love you, Bap.
He's got the most famous one, but ever since the turn of the century, it's just all been, it doesn't matter anymore.
No.
Canadian nothing matters.
Yeah.
Nothing.
No, what I want to ask you guys too, because I was wondering this. Lux and I were wondering about this when I was watching the Hall of Fame with Muda getting inducted, and he did the mist. I was like, who was the first one to really do the mist?
Isn't that Kabuki, or is it?
Well, I don't know if it was Kabuki. I don't know if Kabuki was first.
Oh yeah,
he was first in the States, maybe. Yeah.
Kabuki was the one that definitely made it famous because he
Right.
was the one on American TV doing it.
Right.
Right.
He was doing it world class. Right.
Yeah, he was doing it in Georgia. He was doing it.
Yeah, Georgia. Yeah.
Wait,
And-
Zeus.
Yeah.
Zeus. You know who made it famous, don't you?
Oh Jesus Christ, Tajiri.
James, there is a thing I saw last week that said people were saying Tajiri was the one who made it famous.
Oh my God! You see, this is why I have multiple heart attacks from comments like this. People are idiots. To Jerry.
Zeus, so Kabuki's the one who made it famous, right?
Yeah. I want to say that there might have been some other people doing it overseas before Kabuki. I'm just not 100% sure.
I was wondering it. I was like, who was the very? I mean, because as far as I can remember, because it was always Kabuki. It was the first time I saw it. It was Kabuki. But it was like you said, it's only because he was on American TV.
Right, and the thing is too is like there were other guys that were the great something or other before him in in Japan.
Right, yeah. So I'm sure he wasn't the great. Right, exactly. The great Kabukis. There was a whole bunch of other great people before. Yeah. So you never know.
So here's another thing you probably didn't realize is the Great Kabuki wasn't actually created until 1981.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, that was Gary Hart created it. He created the Great Kabuki persona in 1981.
So that was a new gimmick he brought over to work last time.
Says it was based on an old gimmick used by Filipino wrestler Ray Urbano, a former partner of Hasegawa in the United States. So
learn something new every day,
right? And see, Kabuki started wrestling in 1964.
Oh wow!
Right.
So, didn't Killer Khan use it? Brian Bell said. I don't know. I don't remember Killer Khan using the mist.
He might have.
I remember that one time I saw that fucking match where Killer Khan was actually a babyface. I almost shit myself. I was like, how the fuck is Killer Khan a babyface?
So here it's saying that Kabuki was the first to blow the Asian mist.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure because I know it was the first person I ever saw was those have been Great Kabuki.
Yeah, it says it can come in almost any color. Most common is green. This was invented by the Great Kabuki, popularized by Muda, Tajiri Bushi, and Desperado. What? No.
Desperado.
No.
Desperado has done it once or twice, but
yeah, it's not part of his like repertoire.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Bushi does do it it's been so long since he's done it.
Like you want to talk about like the great Kojima.
Yeah.
Or great Nita,
Oh my God, I remember him, Great Nita, yeah.
So
Brian Bell says, I remember when Khan would do it, officials would come down and try to pat their eyes and face with cold water and towels.
Didn't Suzuki do it once? Or twice, something like that?
Against Muda, he'd Power Warrior. As Power Warrior, he did it. He like blocked Muda's mist and hit him with his own, and then.
Okay.
I think he hit him with a Northern Lights bomb and pinned him.
Then there's Nakamura's version, which was Kiss the Mist out of.
Oh, okay. Hey, listen, whatever.
Too great, no, great. Don't do Great Muda's post match.
Stop bringing that up. Stop bringing that up.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh God.
Easy.
So did you guys know that Killer Khan was a bodyguard in Three Ninjas Kickback?
No, I didn't know that.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember Killer Khan in kayfabe. He's the one that broke Andre's leg. There was big news in all the in like all the aftermath. You remember?
Well, yeah. Yeah. That was
That was Andre falling out of bed.
right. But it's kind of funny because, like, God, did I guess that was Andre's last big thing outside of WWF for the rest of his life.
Really? Was it?
Yeah, because I think after all that, yeah, Andre broke his ankle getting out of bed.
Yeah.
So.
And then they had that big angle with Killer Khan. Oh, he broke Andre's ankle. He broke Andre's leg. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, okie doke. Killer Khan.
Killer.
Mm. I remember watching who was the one who played in the James Bond movie? That was Toru Tanaka, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He had the guillotine hat. Shoo! It was like slicing hat.
Yeah, and that was that was the interesting, like the combination of because one set of the Japanese tag team champions from the 70s and WWF was Toru Tanaka and Masa Saito, and then the other one, Mr. Fuji.
Fuji and Saito, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Toru Tanaka, yeah. Were they managed by they were managed by Albano, wasn't they?
I don't remember who.
Or was that Saito and Fuji? Oh, I don't remember.
Sound like I heard.
No, one of them. I think one of them were managed by Albano. I don't know if both was.
Well, let's see. I might have been Blassie.
Blassie? Yeah, you know what? That's good. Could be.
Blassie.
I remember seeing the Grand Wizard on my TV a lot when I was a kid, but I forgot who he managed. Ernie Roth.
He managed a bunch of guys. The thing
he did, right?
He was kind of out of the when we started really realizing who he was kind of retired.
Yeah, he was out of it. Yeah. He was done. He's no Slick.
Okay, so all right. So this says it was Saito and Fuji were managed by Lou Albano.
Lou Albano. Okay, all right. So it was them that was managed by Albano. Okay. All right.
Now, Toru Tanaka and Mr. Fuji were managed by the Grand Wizard.
Oh, look at that. There we go.
Wizard. I completely forgot about that, dude.
Grand Wizard. Ernie Roth.
Yeah. And that's Mr. Fuji got the nickname the Devious One way back then. And apparently Gorilla Monsoon was the only one to remember it.
Nice.
Remember? Because he was he would always call him the Devious One when he was managing Demolition.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, the Devious One, Mr. Fuji. You can call him the Devious One when he was managing Morocco.
Good.
Fuji Vice.
Fuji and Tanaka won the NWA Georgia Tag Team titles too.
Nice.
Dear Lord, they lost it to Bob Backlund and Jerry Briscoe. Holy shit, what a team.
Yeah. Hey, Brian Bell, I remember when Khan would do it, officials would come down and try to pat their eyes and face cold water with towels. I'm sorry, I can't see it. My eyes are fucked up. Yeah. Yeah, really? Wow. Killer Khan.
Killer Khan.
Killer Khan.
Man, I didn't know it was time.
Didn't somebody no-sold the miss once? It was Brody, right?
It could be. I mean, a few people sort of no-sold Asuka Kana's version of it in WWE in recent years. So, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if it was Kabuki's miss or Mura's miss, but I think I remember Brody no-selling one of those guys. Like, he just stood there, looked at him like, okay, you done?
It's kind of funny that that clip Zeus showed us of Dusty Rhodes and Bruiser Brody.
Yeah, that was hot.
Fighting. Yeah, but it was funny. Like Bruiser Brody was the way he was selling stuff was almost like a comedy, like a cartoon thing. He was like, "Ooh."
Well, the one thing I noticed about the Brody, and so I'm watching his matches from YouTube or like whenever I remember as a youngster, was that he sold better for people that he knew or liked. You know, like if he didn't like you too much, he wasn't going to sell.
Who, Bruiser Brody?
Yeah.
I was saying, and
it kind of goes for everybody. I mean, some people were really professional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess I think we could all maybe agree that I think Bret Hart probably sold. You know, he had a good even.
Yeah, he's so good for everybody. He even sold for Shawn Michaels, and he hated him. So there you go.
Yeah, and the only thing about his selling that I would change, and this is a minuscule little tiny thing, is just that if a guy wasn't as big or bigger than him, I think that when he would go face first into the turnbuckle and then come with
all right.
I think if it wasn't a really powerful guy doing that to him, he probably shouldn't have done that.
Right. Yeah. It had to be somebody like Gunther, not like fucking Marty Jannetty.
Yeah, but I mean, just like as far as, like you're talking about somebody that's doing 99.999% everything.
Yeah. No, I agree with you, Zeus. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly. I mean, of course, the massive selling to me will always be Flair. He sold everybody. He even sold Lex Luger. Now, you know that's something.
And I'm like, and now's the point when we need to end the show. Hey, we are running late. We do need to wrap things up. So this is episode 199. So this means the next time we do this, it's 200.
200th episode. Wow, look at that. 200th episode.
I'm gonna have to do art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zeus, what did you say?
He'll have to do art for it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That'd be awesome.
I have an idea and I have some graphics. So
there you go.
Yeah.
The 200th episode, the 200th time that we all sat around and flapped our gums. That's kind of hot. That's officially too, because how many times we got together unofficially?
Oh yeah.
maybe 6-7 times unofficially.
Yeah. I remember that one show we did when we were on the air at all, and we flapped our gums for 2.5 hours. That was hot.
Yeah.
Let's see. Brian Bell said on the 200th episode, can we have a VIP guest? Our good friend, the poor chair. No.
The poor chair. Oh, that's kind of hot. I actually want to see B. Brian Blair F5 Zeus now.
Oh my goodness.
Or try to.
Hey.
I think somebody should book that. The whole storyline.
Book the whole storyline? Oh my
God.
I want to thank Brian Bell for being in the chat.
Brian Blair.
We'll catch up with y'all next time. The next episode will be episode 200, so we'll have to go all out. And yeah, I'll play the opening so Zeus can see it. And
Brutal.
Everyone, take care and adios.
Later, peace out, peoples.